Francisco 49ers, because now with the way that Mac Jones has played, it has created a discussion about a quarterback controversy. And so I wanted to touch on, is Mac Jones actually creating a quarterback controversy in San Francisco? And there's no doubt that so far this season, Mac Jones with the 49ers has overall played better than Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy has 4 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. Mac Jones so far this season, 6 touchdowns and 1 interception. But here's my issue with the idea that this is a quarterback controversy, is because we're only looking at a few games here for Mac Jones. And I don't think it's fair to Brock Purdy to have Mac Jones come in and, have a few really good games and then just sort of take away everything we've seen from Brock Purdy the past few seasons. From his, rookie season getting to a conference championship, his next season getting to a Super Bowl. I think that what Brock Purdy has done in his career so far gives him a lot more room before someone like Mac Jones is actually creating some kind of quarterback controversy. And you throw on the top of that, the 49ers this offseason gave him, the $265 million deal. It just, if you're the Niners, even if in your mind, you liked Mac Jones, you saw Mac Jones in those 3 games and you said to yourself, you know what? We know we like Brock Purdy, we like what he's done, but man, Mac Jones, we like him more. What are you going to do in the situation if that was the case? I'm not saying that that's the case. I don't think it is the case. But what are you going to do? You just paid Brock Purdy, $53 million per year, one of the higher paid quarterbacks in the NFL. Are you just going to go, you know what? We know we gave him that money. We're just going to move on. No, that's not how. I don't think this is how this is going to go. And that's where, for me, I just think you're looking at a situation where, yes, Mac Jones has played really good, and yes, he's played the best that he's played probably in his career up to this point. When you look at the time in New England, you look last year in Jacksonville where he had 8 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. He comes into San Francisco, and in Kyle Shanahan's scheme, he looks like a very, very good quarterback. We got here from PVIV says, this is the same when we saw Malik play. All I can say is that they got a good backup. Yeah, comparing it to Malik Willis coming in, I think that my biggest takeaway from the fact of what's happened here with Mac Jones is more so the fact that Kyle Shanahan is an incredible play caller, and the fact that Kyle Shanahan can have so many different, quarterbacks come in here who have, Mac Jones, he had not been, looking at his career, last season 8 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Previous years, he had 3 years with the Patriots. He has 22 touchdowns, 13 picks year 1. Honestly, he looked pretty good that first rookie season. Then he goes down in 2022, 14 touchdowns, 11 picks. Then he goes down 10 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. And of course, on the one hand, you could say that, Mac Jones he's developing, which we see lots of these quarterbacks get better as they go forward in their career. But I think that a lot of this has to do with Kyle Shanahan and his system. And when you get a guy who can make quick decisions, who can throw the ball accurately, which Mac Jones has been able to do, you have a guy who can play with anticipation. You have a very good quarterback on your hands, even if they've struggled in times past. What's up, Journey? Appreciate you stopping in here. And so I think now, looking at San Francisco in the future here, Brock Purdy's still dealing with an injury. It seems like I don't know how long he's going to be dealing with this toe injury. It seems like it could be a problem going forward. And sometimes with these toe injuries, they last longer than you would even, think sometimes. But I think that Brock Purdy has done enough up to this point in my mind. Just the level of quarterback play he's had during his career allows him, a lot more than, Mac Jones playing 3 games and then, being given the starting quarterback job. But I do think if you take away everything Brock Purdy had done before this season, you take away all of that, you take away his previous seasons before this year, you'd say, okay, Mac Jones is probably the guy, just looking at this season. But I do think looking at a player's past is very impactful. And if you look at Brock Purdy's overall passer rating during his career, 103.7. And I was looking at the all-time NFL passer rating ranks, and for whatever reason, I don't think Brock Purdy on these ranks has had enough snaps or had enough pass attempts to rank here. But this is really interesting. Lamar Jackson has a 103 career passer rating. Aaron Rodgers 102.6. Patrick Mahomes 101.8. And Brock Purdy, as I said, is 103.7. So it's higher than Lamar Jackson, higher than Aaron Rodgers, higher than Patrick Mahomes. Now, that is not me saying that I think Brock Purdy is a better quarterback than any of those guys. I don't think that's the case. I just think that Brock Purdy is a very good quarterback, and the 49ers, I don't think they made a mistake paying him $53 million per year. Now, here's where it will get really interesting, is let's say in 2 weeks, 1 week, I don't know, let's say Mac Jones plays one more game and plays really well once again. And then let's say Brock Purdy comes in and has a really bad day. Of course, the noise is going to get very, very loud, but I think if you're Shanahan, that you should stick with Brock Purdy. You should stick with Brock Purdy. And they really have no choice but to stick with Brock Purdy, because what are you going to do? Are you going to sit the guy, bench the guy that you just gave a $265 million contract to? That just would make no sense in my mind. I feel like you just have to stick with him. And I still think, as I said earlier, that I think Brock Purdy has just done enough up to this point in his career that, he needs more than a few games of Mac Jones playing great to lose the job to Mac Jones. But I think for the 49ers overall, the fact that they're sitting where they are with Brock Purdy being injured is pretty much best case scenario. You have the Niners sitting at 4-1 atop the NFC West, and I think it just shows how important it is to be able to get someone that you think can run your system well. And if your starter goes down for a few games, then it's good to have someone here where you're able to pick up a few of those wins. So those are pretty much my overall thoughts there. And I mean, honestly, looking at last night's game, I was rewatching the highlights once again just to take more. That was a crazy game. But the Rams had so many mistakes yesterday, and if they would have played just slightly cleaner football, the 49ers lose that game. If you don't have Kyren Williams fumbling it right there, I mean, the Niners probably lose that game. Now, that was a great play by Collins to force that fumble. If you don't have, the fumble earlier by Corum, if you don't have, there are so many things. There was even a drop pick by, Mac Jones threw a ball that should have been intercepted as well, got dropped. So that was a game where the Niners had a lot of things go their way. Mac Jones played great. The Niners defense, they got a couple turnovers, which sort of shifted things there. But I think that when it's all said and done, Brock Purdy is the guy. What is up, GT boys? Appreciate you tuning in. PVIV says, as long as Mac stays healthy-ish, they'll be fine. Mac Jones was getting hit so much last night. I'm surprised that he was actually able to stay in there. I know he was cramping as well. I saw him say he was eating 3 bananas during the game, trying to, get that potassium in there, stop the cramps. But I think all in all for the Niners, the fact that they're sitting where they are it's a great spot to be in with your quarterback going down with an injury. Joseph says Sanders should be starting for the Browns. I honestly think that I know we need to see it more when it comes to, rookie quarterbacks and playing, but I feel like Sanders is better than Dylan Gabriel. Now we'll wait and see, and we'll see how Gabriel looks this week. But yeah, that's sort of my thoughts there. But that's pretty much all I wanted to say here. I just want to give my quick thoughts. So I appreciate you guys stopping in on the live. If you want more NFL content, feel free to subscribe to the channel. I'll probably be out with more lives in the future, just sort of giving my takes on different topics. And if you're just tuning in, feel free to go back and listen to my thoughts on this. Should this be quarterback controversy? I don't know. So that's pretty much it. Appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you guys next time.